Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another weekly championship predictions video. Now today we are predicting the championship games for the weekend. I'm joined by Sophie. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. My score against the guests is up there, so that is what the latest score is against the guests. I think I'm still winning, so it's up to Sophie to try and close that gap, but there's not a lot between us, so we'll see what happens. Let's get straight into Friday night's game, Reading versus Bournemouth. This should be interesting. For me, both teams will be in the top 6 come the end of the season. I know my mate James has questioned Reading a few times this season, but I personally think Reading should make the top 6, and Bournemouth definitely. They might even make the top 2, who knows. So I think it'll be a close game. Reading 1, Bournemouth 1.
Who's at home? Reading?
Reading.
I'm going to go Bournemouth win. Even though they're away, I'm just going to pick Bournemouth to win because they're a very, very good team, a good championship team, and I think, yeah, they're going to fight for the top 2 spaces this season. So I'm going to go 2-1 Bournemouth. I don't think Reading are going to make it easy, but I think Bournemouth are going to win that. So 2-1 sounds about right.
Okay, the next game is the lunchtime game on the Saturday. It is between Norwich City and Middlesbrough. Now Middlesbrough's the last game before recording this was they were defeated by Blackburn, and did you see that horrible injury to that player's eye?
Yeah, and apparently it wasn't given as a foul.
I know, Neil Warnock was fuming, he could have lost an eye. But they go away to Norwich, which is not an easy game. Norwich City are looking very good this season. I still expect them to win the league. I'm going to go Norwich 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Yeah, I can see 1-0 playing out, but I feel like I can't just agree with you, so I'll go 2-1 Norwich. I can't see Middlesbrough conceding many goals because they are pretty solid at the back, and they're a good solid team. But I think Norwich are going to be too much for them on the day, so 2-1. 2-1.
The next game is the St Andrews Derby. This time Birmingham City are at home to Coventry City. Now obviously the 3 last times we've played them in all competitions have ended as draws, so I was thinking maybe another draw, but with Coventry's lack of goals recently, I just think we're going to struggle in this game. I think Birmingham, if they get 1, they'll be able to get the win over the line, so I'm going to say Birmingham 1, Coventry 0.
Oh God, yeah, that's not good going against us. I'm going to say 0-0. I think
yes,
it's going to be... Come on, we love a point. I think it's going to be a boring game. Both teams aren't the best championship teams. We're not really scoring goals. We're really struggling. To be honest, our defence is struggling as well, so it'd be good to keep a clean sheet, but I think it's going to be boring 0-0.
Okay, the next one is between Blackburn and Luton. Now, both teams on their day are very good. They both belong in the top half, you know, when they're on their day. And it kind of depends which Blackburn and which Luton turn up. So for that reason, I'm just going to go down the middle and say Blackburn 1, Luton 1. They're both decent teams. I'm going to go Blackburn 2-1. Yeah, very inconsistent Blackburn team, so it's hard to know whether to go for them or against them. Luton, they've been pretty solid. They've impressed me this season. I had them to finish right down there, and they're doing all right, as their fans grilled us for, so fair enough. But I think Blackburn are going to win it, so I'll say 2-1. 2-1. The next game is between Brentford and Wycombe Wanderers. I think this is 2 teams going in opposite directions, I'm afraid, this season. I think Brentford look like they've got a good chance of making the Premier League, and Wycombe, it's going to be difficult for them to avoid the drop down to League 1. I'm going to back Brentford, but I'm going to say 2-1.
So you think Wycombe will score against them?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-0 Brentford, because I don't think they're going to score against them. I think Brentford are a very good team. They've got a couple games in hand, so they can even go a little bit higher up in the table. Yeah, I think they're going to have a good season again. So, yeah, 2-0 Brentford.
Okay, the next game is Cardiff City versus Millwall. Now, as far as I'm concerned, they're both just below mid-table, so there's not a lot to separate these two. Obviously, Cardiff have got their new manager, Mick McCarthy. Millwall, they're not really doing great, but they've pulled out a couple of results lately, so it's really hard. Cardiff 1, Millwall 0.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Cardiff win, but I think Millwall might score, so I'll go 2-1 Cardiff. When we played Millwall, I thought they were very, very poor, but as you said, they get weird results, so I don't see them beating Cardiff, but I think it's going to be an alright performance, and I can see them getting a goal, so 2-1 Cardiff.
Okay, the next game is Derby County, who have been in recently been in good form against Bristol City. Now, I'm going to back Derby just because lately they've proved me wrong every time I go against them. So I'm going to back Derby to win this one 2-0.
I can see Bristol City win for me. I think, yeah, Derby, they're starting to turn it around, and I think they are going to be safe this season. They should be. They shouldn't be anywhere near the bottom of the table, but they are. So I'm going to say a 1-0 Bristol City win. I think it's going to be a tight game, but I think Bristol City are just going to have too much quality, and I think they are going to win it. So 1-0.
Okay, the next game is Huddersfield Town versus Stoke City. Now Stoke look like they could make the top 6. They're just struggling for they're struggling to get a few wins consecutively to push them in there. They're just kind of bobbing underneath it. As for Huddersfield Town, mid-table, so probably not a lot to separate these two teams. I'm going to go for an entertaining game. Huddersfield 2, Stoke 2.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I think it'll be 1-0 Huddersfield. I think Huddersfield probably going to win it. Like you said, Stoke, they're not a bad team. They should be doing better than they are. But I think Huddersfield are just going to have a good day, and I think this is going to be 1-0.
1-0. The next game is Nottingham Forest versus Barnsley. Now, Forest have picked up a couple of results lately, and they seem to be a team that might just, avoid the drop come the end of the season. A long way to go, obviously. And Barnsley's form hasn't been too consistent, so I'm going to back Forest to win this 1-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Forest. I think they're starting to get a few results as well. And I'd love them to lose to benefit Coventry, but I think they're going to win this one. And I think it's going to be fairly evenly matched, but I think they're going to sneak the win, so 2-1 Forest.
Okay, the next game is Rotherham United versus Swansea City. Now Rotherham, they're a battling team down the bottom. They probably might go down, but they're definitely going to fight until the final game. As for Swansea City, they've obviously been very impressive. They look like they'll make the top 2 if they keep going, pretty well. I just think Rotherham might battle and get something. I'm going to say Rotherham 1, Swansea 1.
Yeah, I was half tempted to say a 1-1 because I think Rotherham could get a draw. I don't think that's completely out of the question, but Swansea are very, very good. They're having a good season. I'm going to back Swansea to win. I'm going to say 3-1. I think it's going to be 1-1, probably around half-time, and then I think maybe after half-time Swansea will get 2. But like I said, I won't rule out a draw, but I can see Swansea winning as well. Okay,
the next game is Sheffield Wednesday versus Preston. Now Wednesday have picked up a few results lately. We are recording this prior to the Coventry versus Wednesday result, so we don't know what that result is yet. I think this will end 1-1. What do you reckon?
Who is it? Wednesday?
Preston.
Don't really want Wednesday to be winning this. Yeah, I'm going to say 0-0 actually, because I think both teams for me I'm not that impressed with. Obviously, I'm saying this before we've played them, so hopefully we've won it. But yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty boring game, so I'll go 0-0. Okay,
the last game is the Monday night game between Watford and QPR. QPR are definitely getting sucked into the relegation battle. They just need to keep getting wins every now and then to stay above it. But Watford's definitely in the hunt for that top 2 under their new manager. I think Watford will come out on top 1-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Watford. Another team that are very good, and they should be doing better than they are. They should be sitting either top or second top in the table currently, but they're not. I do think they're going to win because QPR, I'm not too impressed with them. So I think, yeah, it's going to be 2-0 for me, Watford. Okay, that wraps up today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and share it around with your friends. We'll see who got more predictions right next week. Peace out.